Georgia's Southern University is famous for its beauty, and while this time of year brings a lot of color to campus, you may have heard that your allergies are about to spike. Professor of Biology Alan Harvey explains why the culprit isn't who you think it is.
Pretty much any plant that produces flowers will produce pollen. If you're looking at a plant with nice pretty flowers, that pollen is not going to be what you're noticing causing your allergies, because that pollen is being transmitted by insects or other pollinators who are specifically being attracted by the pretty flowers. This time of year, your car is going to be coated with yellow pollen. The pollen that coats your car is from pine trees. They're not really sources of allergies at all, even though they are wind pollinated. They're kind of the exception that proves the rule. So the kind of pollen that you do encounter is from plants that you wouldn't even notice have flowers, like oak trees and maples and birch trees. It's actually quite ironic that I've become so involved in pollen as a subject of study, of interest of mine, because I have had severe pollen allergies and they're getting worse over time. The time of year when pollen is most available and I have the most opportunities for going out and collecting it is also the time of year that I'm least enjoying going out and being exposed to it. The benefits and the beauty of pollen are more than enough to compensate for the sneezing and the runny nose and the itching eyes. We thought, let's continue with this theme of showing students something that's all around them, that's important, that they've never seen. Pollen seemed like a really natural choice for that, because even though they're probably aware of pollen, they probably have no idea how diverse and beautiful they are. There's a really fascinating story here. It's a complicated story. How do you deal with the fact that you still need to reproduce, but you're literally rooted to the spot? There are just a lot of interesting layers to this basic idea of pollen that you couldn't really show in a mural, but the museum is a perfect place to sort of explore those kinds of ideas and sort of put them all together in one common theme, and that sort of revolves around pollen.